I'm Timothy Hines from Michigan State University. I'm the academic director of our first-year engineering program we call the Core Experience. I teach our Introduction to Engineering Design courses as well. So we want to talk about what are the characteristics of a high-performing team. So the first is to be organized, in that we need to have some sort of plan. In any engineering operation, we're going to be very detailed in what we do. So we need to be very specific about what happens and what roles people play. And one of the most important parts of that is that we have some parity in the division of labor so that everyone has a clearly defined task. Everyone on the team understands what those tasks are, not only their own, but also those of their teammates. As we're working in the team, we need to be able to communicate well with one another, so that everyone on the team does understand where we are in the project, who's doing what and at what times. So what do we need to be able to do that? We need to have some sort of good self-examination tools where we can critique the work that has been done, identify areas where things have not been done as we had agreed to have them completed, and to be honest about this assessment, so that we can then address those problems to get the tasks completed as planned. That means that we need to be vested in this development, and that we need to be honest with one another, and we need to be willing to change as we go through this. Not everyone on a team is going to have the same personality, have the same work habits and characteristics. We need to understand that the teams can be very diverse. But that diversity is what will bring us to success. If every team was exactly the same, that every engineer that was working together was cloned from the next, would not be a very good working environment. And we need to understand that when we are put together in teams, that not everyone is going to be your best friend. That is not a requirement here. But we do need to be able to get along and to be able to respect one another, and to have some empathy for one another as well, to work through the various problems that will occur. And we do need to understand that all teams have problems. At some point in the design process, there will be issues related to the team. And we need to be willing and open and honest to address those, to identify the problems that may be there, and come up with viable solutions such that we can be successful. So in the successful team, what we need out of the team members that have been put together is that we all have some shared goal, some mission that we're going to accomplish. And we need to understand that. And with that, that will define the various roles that we take. So far we've defined what happens in a high-performing team. How do they work effectively, that sort of thing. So what happens when and how do we define a low-performing team? Well, the first thing is that a low-performing team will not have shared goals, will not communicate well together, will not work well together, and will not be honest about that. So we've talked about the characteristics of both high-performing and low-performing teams. So the important features of the high-performing teams is that we are organized, we have clearly defined roles and tasks that we're going to complete, that we have a very good division of labor so that there's parity in what we do, and that as we work through the project, we have some method of self-assessment to make sure that we stay on task. And this is how we will design the best products and processes.